Hi guys, welcome back to another video. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Leah and this is a new type of video that I'm doing. This is actually my first time doing this. I want to say I started reading about 2-3 years ago, but not consistently. I was mostly doing it just to read, but as time passed I actually started to enjoy reading, and not just self-help books, which are usually what I gravitate towards. I started reading fiction, and honestly I've been enjoying those a lot more than the self-help books lately. I don't know, it's a good way to escape reality. 2 years ago in 2024 I set a goal to read one book a month, which I did. So last year in 2025, I set a goal to read 2 books a month, which I didn't do. But I was still able to hit 19 books out of the 24, and I think that's the most books I've read in a year. So I wanted to show you guys the books I've read and kind of give my rating on Goodreads. Let's go. Right, so January last year I started with a self-help book called Fuck Being Humble by Stephanie Sword Williams. This was a very motivating book to start the year off. It's all about self-promotion and knowing what you want and how to go about getting what you want. So this one I rated a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads. Next I read Foe by Ian Reid, and this was actually recommended to me by my cousin Marsha, who is an avid reader. She's probably read like double or triple this amount last year. But this book is science fiction, futuristic. It's a weird one. It's very interesting. You think you know what's going on, you'll make guesses, you think you're right, and then you're not. Honestly, didn't know what was happening until the very end when I was like, oh. I highly recommend watching the movie, because there is a movie, I believe, on Amazon, and I did watch that, and it was very interesting. I gave this a 4 out of 5. Next, I read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This was actually the first book I've read from this author, and I love this book. I just watched a movie with Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried, and that guy from It Ends With Us movie. And I was expecting to be disappointed because they don't usually capture the full essence of the book, but the movie was actually really well made. This to me gives the same vibe as Verity by Colleen Hoover, and so if you like that kind of book, I highly recommend this one. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 because it is one of my favorite psychological thrillers. Next, I have You Are a Badass Every Day by Jen Sincero, and I love my self-help books. I truly do. I feel like I need to read a self-help book once a month just to help myself. I was very excited for this book. For a long time, I've seen her books at Walmart, everywhere, at Target. She has like the yellow one, she has the green one, I think, and then I think there's a purple one, and I've been wanting to get my hands on one of her books. And honestly, it was a bit of a letdown because if you flip through it, it's literally just like a bunch of sticky notes with advice on it in a book. They're good advice, but they're very generic advice. So I gave it a 1 out of 5. But look, I did fold some of the pages, so you know, maybe I should switch it to 2. Never mind. Okay, next we have The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I'm not sure how to say his name, but I've read The Silent Patient by the same author last year in 2024, and I love that one. 5 out of 5. It was so good. It was such a page turner. This one I'm giving a 3 out of 5. It was an enjoyable read. They did include a lot of like Greek mythology or Greek tragedies, I guess, and it wasn't terrible, but I was just expecting a little bit more. Dun, 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 dun. Next, I read the second book to the Housemaid series, The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. This one I gave a 3 out of 5. It was a little bit slower than the first book, but it's just as twisted. I actually didn't guess the plot, but I don't think this is as good as the first book. And of course, I had to go back to my self-help books. The Courage to Be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. This one is a 4 out of 5. I loved how it was like a conversation between an elder wise man and this younger guy trying to seek knowledge. This is why I read, you guys. I enjoyed this book a lot. It's very different from the other self-help books that I've read in the past. There's a few chapters in here where they say trauma doesn't exist, and I don't quite agree to that. But then the older gentleman explains it, and I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's very thought-provoking. Like, it challenges you and your beliefs, and I love that. So I gave this a 4 out of 5. So next I have this book, I Who Have Never Known Man by Jacqueline Hartman. I picked this one up because I had 2 other girlfriends who wanted to start like a little book club, and this was the book that we chose, but we never really met up for it. But I'm not mad about it, because honestly, what was the point of this book? It's about this girl who was born in a prison. It just starts like that. She was just in this prison where it's all women. She has never known men, and she just goes through this journey of trying to figure out the reason why they're there, how they got there, where is everybody. And you kind of go through this journey with the main character, but then towards the end you're just like, why? Why was this written? Because it didn't answer anything. I feel like it should have been called I Who Have No Idea What This Book Is About. I have so many questions. So 1 out of 5. Next I have Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I give it a 3 out of 5. A very good read. It's easy. I did read People We Meet on Vacation by the same author 2 years ago in 2024, and I quite enjoyed that one more than I did this one. But it was still fun. It's a good romantic, fun book. Alright, next I have The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose, and oh my goodness. This one was so good. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I mean, maybe I just prefer reading the psychological thriller mystery murder. This was so good. I've noticed actually that I've been reading a lot faster lately, or maybe I've just been picking up really good books. I want to say I guessed the plot, but I honestly did not guess the plot. So yeah, I love this one. Highly recommend. Next, I read The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. This was good, kept me interested until the end. I didn't like the ending, but the character's journey throughout the book was pretty entertaining, so 3 out of 5. Now we go back to another self-help book, The Greatness Guide by Robin Sharma. This is probably the second or third book I've read from this author, and I love his books. The chapters are short, but it's very inspiring. I keep on like going back to them, and right now my boyfriend is actually reading it too. I want to say he's enjoying it. So if you want to get inspired on how to live your life with greatness, I recommend this book. Okay, next one, I read The Dinner List by Rebecca Surley. This is the second book I've read from this author. The first book I read was In 5 Years, about maybe 5 years ago. That book I love so much. But we're talking about this book, so let me talk about this book. I keep getting sidetracked. This one was full of heart and so good. It was a little bit emotional, but the concept of just having dinner with 5 different people, dead or alive, just kind of makes you think, like, who would you choose? Who would I choose? This one I rated 4 out of 5. Alright, next I read Severance by Ling Ma. And I just want to say to the Barnes & Noble worker that told me that this was a good book because it was based off of the series on Apple TV, and like literally handed me the book and was like, this is a good book, here you go. It's not even based off of that, sir. And I don't even have Apple TV. So I was a little bit disappointed, sir. Why would you lie to me? Anyways, I gave this a 2 out of 5. I was curious in the beginning, but then it just kept on dragging. Next, I read Holly Jackson's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is a favorite. This book has a plot twist that I did not see coming. I was like, is it you? Did you do it? Is it you? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? I was her. I was the good girl in this book. I do want to say though, if you watch the TV series, I don't think it's worth it. I think there's a few more books in the series, and I do need to get my hands on those, and I hope they're just as good. This one I gave 5 out of 5. Right, we're almost done, but the next one is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Fostone. And this was almost a favorite, but it wasn't a psychological thriller, so maybe that's why I didn't give it a 5-star. But I gave it a 4 out of 5. And this book was about a girl who falls in love with somebody from the past in her magical apartment. So it's basically like time traveling. It was very cutesy. I love this book. 4 out of 5. Next, I have a book by Celeste Ng, Everything I Never Told You. This was actually a very good read for me also. This book is about a Chinese American family who loses their daughter, the parents blaming each other. I enjoyed reading it, so I gave it a 3 out of 5. Last two, and these two were actually both given to me by my best friend Tam. The first one is First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston, and when I tell you, I was sad for this book. This was such a page turner. It was so clever, it was deceitful, it was very schemy. I was deceived. It's one of those books where after you read it, you're like, I totally can see that in a movie. This is that book, and I gave this a 5 out of 5. And the last one I read is The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. This one, oh my god, I read in less than 2 days because I needed to know. I was like, who did it? It was him. He did it. This book was super crazy, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 just because I felt like the main character, she made questionable decisions. So it was a great way to end the year with this book. So there you have it. Those were everything I read for 2025. That was 19 books out of the 24 books that I'd intended to read. I am making the same goal for this year, so I'm hoping I get that done. I actually just finished my first book for this year, which was Twisted Games by Anna Huang, and I can't wait to read the other 3. This was super fun for me to do, and I hope to be able to do this again next year. One final disclaimer, I do consider myself as a beginner reader, so I'm trying to just kind of read for fun, and I found that mystery, thriller, psychological, all those things that make you go, who did it, what did it, why did you do it, are my go-to right now. But I will definitely check out any recommendations if you guys want to comment down below. If you watched till the end, thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Oh my god, I have to fix everything. Oh my god.